Dear students, you are joining with transformation program which is conducted by Sri Lanka. So we are here with BL5 Audit Business Process and Digitalization subject. Actually we have already conducted 13 sessions. Today you are joining with Audit Quality. So it's a very important knowledge aspect because we have already completed the audit process, parallelly the audit documentation and the quality of audit and quality of audit process is really important. So then here we are going to discuss about what are the standard requirements as a audit firm, as a practitioner, how we can ensure the quality of audit process, quality of audit outcomes, right. So then transformation program එක යටතේ so then Sri Lanka expect කරලා තියෙන්නේ සිංහල medium ඉඳන් English medium එකට transfer වෙන students ලට help එකක් විදියට අපි lecture series එක conduct කරනවා. ඒකේ අපි මේ වෙනකොට audit process එක ගැන, audit risk assessment documentation ගැන lecture series එකම cover කරලා තියෙන්නේ. So then අපි හිතනවා ඔයාලට හොඳ understanding එකක් guidance එකක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට අපි මේ lecture series එකේ chapters divide කරලා තියෙන්නේ ඒ consistency එක තියෙන විදියට ඔයාට study guide එකත් refer කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ chapters as it is අපි මෙතන discuss කරේ නැහැ. හැබැයි chapters include වෙන විදියට තමයි lecture series එක හදලා තියෙන්නේ. ඔයාට relevant chapters link කරලා study කරන්න පුළුවන්. Here we are focusing about the overall audit quality aspect. එතකොට අපි audit process එක කතා කරලා තියෙනවා. Planning to risk assessment and execution to audit reporting. ඒත් එක්කම කොහොමද digital environment එක audit කරන්න කියලා කතා කරලා තියෙනවා. Further අපි audit documentation වල importance කොහොමද quality documentation එකක් කරන්න කියලා කතා කරලා තියෙනවා. So then parallelly we discuss about how to issue a proper audit opinion. එතකොට මේ process එක ඇතුලේ quality කියන එක මාර important aspect එකක්. So then quality of audit evidence, actually we can't sacrifice the quality for efficiency. We have to focus about the quality in different aspects in the audit engagement. Basically quality depends on the outcome, right. So then outcome is purely we are discussing about what? Discussing about the audit opinion. Audit opinion should be address all the risk aspects and adequately audit procedures adequately should address the audit risk. Audit risk should be reduced to acceptable low level once you are issuing the audit opinion. So then only audit opinion reflect the audit opinion giving the relevant information to the stakeholders. So then to deliver that quality what as an auditor, as a practitioner, as an audit firm, what are the guidelines we need to follow, what is the particular standard and how it's established as a system in a audit firm, in an organization. So then that will be covered through this section. Actually it's not a lengthy section. Firstly we will go through what's the importance, what's the relevant standard, so then you can understand that. Here we are in section 14, we are remaining with only one section, that's all about ethics and values. We can go to straight away go to the content. Basically we have a separate guideline that's called Sri Lankan Standard on Quality Control, SLSQC1. Actually this derived from the Global Quality Control Standard, and accordingly as a audit firm, as a practitioner, he should establish that quality to the engagement level. It means that for the individual audit level or at the firm level, right. Actually once we are focusing about this standard, we have set of definitions. You can go through that actually once you are going through auditing standards. This is a very important auditing standard. You can go to that. It's clearly mentioned engagement quality control review, what it means to you. and then engagement quality control reviewer, who is a person we are appointing to the audit team. So, then once we are discussing about audit team, you know that we have a EQR partner, audit quality control partner is a separate person, expert person, not involved with the audit process, away from the audit team, but is an independent experienced partner, expert on that field. We are using for evaluate the particular judgment and conclusion we arrived through the audit process. Actually, we are using that person, that experts, to enhance the quality of our outcome. So, then it is kind of a principle we consider that as a 4I principle in the audit aspect. එතකොට අපේ audit එකේ තියෙන audit partner කෙනෙක්. හැබැයි එයාගේ judgment එක view එක independent angle එකකින් බලලා ඒකම reconfirm කරලා තමයි audit opinion එක issue කරන්නේ. එතකොට so then it will ensure the quality of the audit opinion, right? So, then engagement quality control review, what is that process? So, then it is clearly mentioned in the auditing standard, right. Here we have that the quality control standard. Once you are going through that standard, we have lengthy content. Basically, we have set of definition. So, there is clearly mentioned about the date of audit report and the engagement documentation, engagement partner. Here we have what is the area we discuss, engagement quality reviewer. So, then he is a person actually not in the engagement not in the field work, right, not in the first level review. He is doing kind of a he's doing kind of a second level review, overview, right. So, then here the engagement quality reviewer, here we are discussing about engagement quality review process. Once we are doing that engagement quality review, we are evaluating the judgment and conclusion arrived by the engagement team, sample basis and any conclusion. Once we are having issues, how they have concluded and whether is that issue is significant or pervasive, those things will be re-evaluated by this control process. The person who are involving with that, we consider that as a quality control reviewer, right. So, then here we have that definition for the engagement team as well, firm, and then inspection. We have set of definition here, you can go through that, right. Partner and personnel, partners and staff, right. So, then personnel who are involved in audit engagement, we can categorize partners and staff, right. We need to follow the professional standards, right. It may be auditing standards and then the quality control standard. So, then the reasonable assurance, what is the definition, relevant ethical requirement, basically the code of ethics shared by the CS Sri Lanka. So, then as a management, as a accountant in practice, need to adhere with that. So, then auditor also adhere with code of ethics, right. So, then those are the definitions actually in the quality control standard. We can go to the main area. So, then in the standard it clearly says that once you are having quality control aspect, we should have a system in the organization. So, then to establish a quality, we should have a system, kind of elements in that system. Without having a system, we can't expect a kind of a quality. So, that is the basic understanding. Api quality කියන එක define කරොත්, ඒක definition එකක් විදියට ගත්තොත් in general terms, basically it is complying, it is in line with the standard. So, then whether we can deliver according to the standards means the quality. So, then in audit engagement, quality means our audit opinion, our audit outcome should be in line with the auditing standards. That's the main aspect. Other than that, අපි මොනවද quality audit එකක තියෙන්න ඕන. So then we need to achieve the deadline, right? And then delivery of the audit opinion should be on time. එතකොට අපිට audit එකක් කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ අපි ගොඩාක් audit evidence gather කරලා risk එක අඩු කරලා within another 2 years අපි spend කරලා audit එකක් කරලා deliver කරලා, is that adequate? No. Within the deadline we need to deliver adequate. Within the deadline we need to gather adequate audit evidence and we need to deliver the output. එතකොට අපිට audit එකේ delivery එක quality වෙන්න ඕන, on time වෙන්න ඕන. එතකොට quality එක sacrifice කරන්න බෑ efficiency එක. අපිට කියන්න බෑ අපිට deadline තිබුණා ඒක නිසා quality එක අඩු කරා. අපි document කරේ නැහැ. අපි මේ balance එකට වැඩ කරේ නැහැ. අපි inventory count එකට participate උන්නේ නැහැ. So then අපිට time එක මදි වුණා. So then we can't say that, right, as auditor. So then how we can manage it? To manage that, we should have a proper system in the organization. ඒක time එකයි outcome එකටයි එකම අපිට quality එකේ aspect එකක් තමයි audit team එක insights දුන්නද අපි management එකට. අපිට audit team එක itself develop වුණාද, proper documentation එකක් අපි කරලා තියනවද, අපි independence ensure කරලාද තියෙන්නේ. So then all those aspects we can consider that as a quality aspect. So then to have that quality in audit engagement, we should have a proper system in the organization. And first one, leadership responsibility for the quality within the firm. We should have a proper leadership team, partners, directors, supervisors, principals, and then we should have proper allocation for each and every leadership team. Some partners may be technical partners, HR partners, and technical team may be there, foreign affairs partners, right? So the country managing partner. So likewise we may have a set of requirements delegated to particular partners. Some of the partners relating to the independence evaluation, independence leaders may be there, financial reporting leaders, business advice leaders, tax leaders may be there, IT expert may be there. Likewise we should have kind of a segregation of duties according to experience and the competency, right? So then relevant ethical requirements, that's really important. The partners should comply with the relevant ethical requirements. We need to comply with code of ethics, right? And once you are accepting audit engagement, acceptance and the continuous, we have already discussed this. That's really important. Once you are accepting the audit engagement, continuing in the auditing engagement, we need to evaluate that relationship and whether it's a particular specific engagement which is there any relationship with our other engagements. That's really important, right? And then how we can manage our audit team, our resources, our the capacity in the organization. Is that adequate to accept that client? So then do we need any extra capacity, extra technical knowledge, expert knowledge to deliver this service? That's really important. And then the engagement performance, right? And then monitoring aspect, how we are monitoring these protocols, right? So then those are the elements of a quality control system in a firm. And then all those things should be documented as a policy, right? And policy and procedures. It should be communicated to the each and every personnel in the audit firm. Personnels in the sense, as we discussed, it may be partners and the staff. Among those we have to distribute related policies and procedures relating to this quality control mechanism in the organization, right? Once we are going through the standard further, once we are having proper control mechanism, it should be consistent with proper leadership team in the organization, and then there should be kind of a proper setup of educational and training programs, right? So then we should have a monitoring aspect, as well as is there any kind of a non-compliance, we should have kind of a process to deal with that, right? So then we need to have kind of a, the defined processes, how we can define that. So then once we are evaluating independence, we should have proper process. If there are any independent issues, what are the available safeguard, how we can define that. So then all those things should be documented, and we need to have a proper setup of leaders to guide that. So then if there are any situation, like any specific situation, how we can deal with that. So then if there are any gaps, අපි මෙහෙම define කරලා තියෙනවා, process එක තියෙනවා, හැබැයි සමහර scenarios වලට exact solution එකක් නැහැ. එහෙනම් අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? අපේ leadership team එක technical committee එකක් විදිහට discuss කරලා technical committee decision එකක් ගන්න ඔය area එකේ. So then further that can be a documented procedure. එතකොට මේ technical decision එක ඉස්සරහට අපිට document කරන්න වෙන්න පුළුවන්, right? So then once we are discussing about the quality of audit team and quality of our delivery, so then firstly we should recognize, we should understand the requirements of the auditee. Accordingly, we need to decide our competence, capabilities and resources. So then that's a kind of a root cause we need to address once we are accepting a audit client. So then at that point onwards, we need to evaluate whether we can deliver a quality service first or not. Then there's a request from a listed company or a bank, a small audit firm එකක් නම් අපි engagement එක ගන්න කලින් අපි බලන්න ඕන මොනවද බලන්න ඕන. So then do we have adequate knowledge about the industry, experience about the relevant regulatory aspects, skill and the knowledge, right? So then banking, insurance related, leasing company related, so then particular legal aspects are there. Further, that here we are having the technical background should be there, and the experience is a crucial element, and then the IT aspect. So if it is a bank, they are running with different IT application, so then general controls, IT application controls, to evaluate all those aspects we need to have proper setup of expert in our organization, right? Sufficient personnel, necessary competence should be there, and then particular experts should be there, and then individuals should have that criteria and eligibility requirements, right? So then if you are using expert, IT expert, so then they have to achieve, they have to go through, they have to completed their certifications, IT related. So if it is a kind of a valuation related engagement, this valuation related certification should be taken by that particular individuals, and if it is related to actuarial subject, those certifications should be there with the resources, right? And then accordingly, all together we should evaluate whether we can deliver that within the deadline. So then we can't say that we are having that capacity, it will take too much of time. So then the whole equation, so total outcome may not be useful, right? So then you have all those things, but you have many audit engagements. So then it's really difficult to allocate resources, right? So then you need to evaluate properly whether we have kind of adequate budgeted number of resources to deliver this service. ඔයාට ඔයාගේ division එකට banks 10ක් තියෙන audit කරන්න. දැන් staff allocate කරලා සේරම කරලා තියෙන්නේ. So then there's another requirement from another bank to do a kind of engagement, right? So then you need to question from yourself, your organization, your firm, are we going to accept this? Because already we have allocated resources, all the resources occupied, and how can we deliver this service? If it is so, if there's a challenge, so then that will definitely impact to your new service as well as to the ongoing audits, right? If we are accepting that, the quality of the delivery for the new audit engagement as well as the ongoing audits may be impacted. Or making resources set එකක් නම් අනිත් එකට දාන්නේ ඔයාගේ quality එක දෙපැත්තෙම අඩු වෙනවා. So they need to ensure that whether we are going to accept it or not. So then it's part of our quality system in the organization, right? So then to have kind of a competency developed audit members resources in the organization, we should have proper set of professional education. We should guide to the people to achieve their certifications and complete their educational goals. Basically, in a proper organization setup, we are having goal planning and personal development planning. We are having kind of a mentor-mentee relationship in an organization. So then experienced partners can guide to supervisors and assistant managers to develop their experience. So then those areas can be addressed, right? And then we need to arrange proper training, right? Proper training, local training, web-based training. We can send some of the team members to the foreign country and we can get their exposure and different practices, and we can send to chartered institute, and they are organizing some of the webinar and they are doing some of the trainings. We can send people to those trainings, as well as some of the in-house trainings we can arrange, industry level training. So regulator always doing some of the trainings, we can guide them to follow all those things, right? So then we can give that experience, right, knowledge, and then further experience, that's really important, right? So then we can have set of experience specialized sectors in the organization. So then some of the team members, they are doing hotel audits, some of the players insurance audit, and then banking audits. Some of the large groups, right, conglomerate can be audited. So then likewise we should have experts related to the plantation industry, consolidation. Likewise we may have separate expert. So then having that specialization, the work experience may be increased, right? And then we should have a proper coaching mechanism, as I said, mentor-mentee relationship, and then in the engagement level we can coach people. And then we need to give education, knowledge about the independence. So then that's really important. So then independence is a kind of a crucial aspect we need to evaluate. The independence should be maintained not only at the initial stage. We need to maintain the independence throughout the audit journey. So that at the planning stage, execution stage, and the conclusion stage, we need to maintain our independence. In between this audit period also, we can't accept other interest, right? Other personal benefits, or is there any engagement related to create kind of a self-review threat or advocacy threat. So then we need to evaluate that and we need to take proper decisions. So then altogether it will ensure that the quality outcome. So then quality output, quality audit opinion definitely make a relevant impact to stakeholders. So then stakeholders expectation is to have kind of a outcome, audit opinion from a quality audit process that will ensure through a quality system in the firm, and that will be guided by the Sri Lankan Quality Control Standard 1. So, then you can refer that standard, you can go through that standard, you can further refer all those things. So, then altogether it is part and parcel of audit process. So, then under section 14 I wanted to discuss about this aspect.